I never imagined a flickering hallway light would change my life. But that's exactly what happened on a warm summer afternoon in Cedar Springs. My name is Rachel Miller. I'm 40, divorced, and for the past few years, I've been living alone in a cozy house that sometimes felt more like a quiet prison than a home. I used to paint, dance barefoot in my kitchen, and laugh easily. After my marriage ended, those pieces of me faded, replaced by long, silent evenings and a sense of emptiness I couldn't shake. The hallway lights started flickering weeks ago. At first, I ignored it, but waking up to pitch darkness one night shook me. The next morning, I finally admitted I needed help. When I looked up local electricians, I found Nathan Harris. His online reviews praised his kindness, and his photo showed a man with a strong jawline, warm eyes, and a gentle smile. Something about him pulled me in before I even dialed. When he answered, his deep, calm voice sent an unexpected shiver through me. I explained the problem, stumbling over my words, and he promised to come by that afternoon. After hanging up, I stood in front of my mirror. My reflection looked tired, hair pulled back, old t-shirt, eyes dull. On impulse, I changed into a soft blue summer dress that hugged my waist gently, let my hair down, added peach lipstick, and dabbed on my vanilla perfume. I barely recognized the woman staring back, but I liked her. When the doorbell rang, my heart hammered. I opened the door, and there he was, taller than I imagined, broad-shouldered, sandy blonde hair curling slightly, green eyes that felt like they could see inside me. His fitted white t-shirt and tool belt made him look effortlessly strong and capable. "Hi, Mrs. Miller," he said with a soft smile. I blushed immediately. "Please, just call me Rachel." He stepped in, filling the space with his quiet, confident energy. I led him down the hallway and described the flickering lights. He listened closely, nodding, occasionally glancing at me with eyes so warm I felt my stomach flutter. Watching him work was mesmerizing. The way his arms flexed, the focus on his face, the easy confidence. At one point, I offered him iced tea. Our fingers brushed, and a tiny spark jolted up my arm, making me almost drop the glass. He laughed gently, and I felt heat rise in my cheeks. After a while, he straightened up. "I fixed the hallway, but I need to check your breaker box." "Is that in your bedroom?" I hesitated. My bedroom had been my most private space, my quiet refuge, and my loneliest place. "Yes, it's in there," I said finally. Leading him inside, I felt my pulse quicken. The room smelled faintly of lavender, and sunlight spilled through the sheer curtains, casting soft patterns on the bed. Nathan knelt at the breaker box, his back to me. I watched him, my breath catching at the sight of his strong shoulders and the sweat glistening on his neck. When he turned around unexpectedly, he caught me staring. Our eyes locked, and the air between us thickened. My feet moved before I could think, closing the space. I reached up, my fingers trembling, and touched his face. His stubble scratched lightly against my palm. He leaned into my touch, closing his eyes for a moment. When he opened them again, there was something raw and unguarded there. I leaned forward and kissed him. It was soft at first, questioning, but soon deepened as he dropped the rag and wrapped his arms around me, pulling me so close I felt every line of his body. My hands tangled in his hair, and I felt years of loneliness crack and fall away. When we finally pulled back, our breaths were ragged. His forehead pressed against mine. "Are you sure?" he whispered, his voice low and rough. "Yes," I breathed, feeling a certainty I hadn't felt in so long. He guided me gently to the bed. We fell together, laughing softly, our lips finding each other again. His hands moved over me slowly, reverently, as if he was memorizing every inch of me. Every kiss ignited something in me that I thought had died. "You're beautiful," he murmured against my skin, his breath hot and trembling. I felt tears sting my eyes. "You make me feel alive again," I whispered, my voice shaking. We moved together slowly, every touch tender and full of unspoken promises. I felt years of pain and walls dissolving beneath his hands. It wasn't just physical, it was a meeting of souls, something so intimate and gentle that I felt like I was waking up for the first time in years. Afterwards, we lay tangled in each other, my head resting on his chest. I listened to the steady beat of his heart, a grounding rhythm that soothed every restless corner of my mind. We talked for hours, sharing stories we hadn't told anyone in years. He told me about his small-town childhood, his uncle who taught him electrical work, his secret dream to open his own workshop. I told him about my old paintings stored in the attic, the dance classes I used to take, and the woman I used to be before I let life harden me. As evening came, he suggested we make dinner together. In the kitchen, we moved around each other easily, like a quiet dance. Every few minutes, he'd lean in and kiss me, leaving my lips tingling and my heart racing. I giggled more than I had in years. We ate by the window as the sky turned purple and gold. He teased me about my knife skills, and I teased him about his over-salted pasta sauce. Every glance, every laugh felt like a small miracle. Later, we returned to the bedroom, drawn back to each other naturally. This time it was even slower, more tender. Our whispered words felt like confessions, our kisses like promises. I felt cherished, seen in a way I hadn't in so long. When we finally fell asleep, our bodies tangled together, I felt safer than I had in years. The next morning, sunlight spilled over us. I woke up to find him watching me with a soft smile. "Good morning," he whispered, his voice still thick with sleep. I smiled back, feeling warmth flood my chest. "Good morning." We lay there for a long time, just breathing each other in, touching each other gently, as if we were afraid to wake from a dream. Eventually, we moved to the kitchen to make coffee, and he moved around my kitchen as if he had always belonged there. He insisted on checking all my other outlets and fixtures before he left, and I followed him like a happy shadow, stealing kisses whenever I could. We shared small jokes and gentle touches, and I realized how natural it felt to have him there. In the backyard, as we sipped iced tea under the soft afternoon sun, he promised to come back next weekend to finish a few things. I knew it wasn't really about the repairs anymore. When it was time for him to leave, he stood at the door, holding my hands tightly. "I'll see you soon?" he asked, his eyes searching mine. "Of course," I whispered, my thumb brushing over his knuckles. He kissed me again, slow and deep, like a promise. When he finally let go and walked to his truck, I stood at the doorway, watching him disappear down the street. My heart felt full and light, something I hadn't felt in years. I closed the door behind me and leaned against it, smiling to myself. I had called an electrician to fix my lights, but he ended up lighting up parts of me I thought had gone dark forever. In the days that followed, I found myself painting again. I pulled my old canvases from the attic, played music in the kitchen, and danced barefoot across the tile floor. Friends noticed the light in my voice, but I kept the details to myself, wanting to savor this new warmth quietly. Nathan texted me every night. "Thinking of you. Can't wait to see you again. What did you paint today?" Every message made me feel like a girl in love for the first time. When he came back the next weekend, there was no nervousness, just joy. We cooked, fixed a lamp together, walked around the neighborhood holding hands, and kissed every chance we got. One evening, wrapped in a blanket on my porch after a soft rain, he whispered, "I haven't felt this alive in years." I pressed my forehead against his and whispered back, "Me neither." That night, as we lay together, I realized I wasn't just letting him into my home, but into my life, my heart, my future. Nathan didn't just fix my lights. He fixed the quiet ache in my soul, the parts of me I had hidden away, the parts one thought no one would ever see or love again. When I look around now, at the fixed lights, the unfinished paintings leaning against the walls, the mugs we forgot to wash, I see more than a house. I see life, warmth, and possibility. He brought light to my home, but even more than that, he reminded me that love can find you at any age, in any season, sometimes when you least expect it. And that surprise, that miracle, was the most beautiful repair of all.